Commence primary ignition.
Hey there, friends, fans, and collectors. Welcome to another episode of Binary Sunset News. We are recapping our Tuesday Fan First Friday that we had this past week, and there are a ton of reveals to get through. So let's jump right in.
Blast that subscribe button below to stay on the forefront of the best Star Wars news and reviews as soon as I make them.
Now, we knew that Hasbro was going to have a live stream for the May 4th holiday, but there was a ton revealed on this last Tuesday, and we have a lot to go through. It was very exciting. So we're going to kick it off with the Vintage Collection reveals. First up in Vintage Collection reveals, we have ARC Trooper Echo. ARC Trooper Echo was previously seen last year as a part of the 501st ARC Trooper pack. Now that was a Hasbro exclusive, and we knew back then that we were going to be seeing the individual figures carded. So this is the next up in the line. This is Echo, and the art for the card back looks pretty amazing. I mean, these are great Vintage Collection figures. They're a little bit strangely scaled, but all in all, with the detailing, the paint job, and the accessories that come with them, these are amazing figures. And as we know, the ARC Trooper 5's figure, which we saw last year, it now flips on secondary for easily 200% of what it sold down as. So these are great collector's items in or out of the box. Now the Off-World Jawa is another reveal we saw today, and just like we had previously heard about the ARC Trooper figures, we had known that this Jawa was going to be coming, mainly because he was a really cool character. They were really cool characters in the first season of The Mandalorian, but also because the HasLab Razor Crest that we're going to be getting is going to be coming with the Jawa Chieftain. So we assumed that he'd have his buddies, his pals, his tribe, and we finally are getting that. The Avalon 7 Jawa, that's the Off-World Jawa with the kind of grayer tunic. Now, this looks like an amazing Jawa. Jawas are always, I love to see them in a Vintage Collection card. This particularly comes with a couple of unique accessories. Not only does he come with all the Jawa weapons that we've seen, including the little pistol, but they also come with the egg, the mudhorn egg, the Suka! So it's amazing, the detail in that, and that can be used as accessories throughout the Vintage Collection entirely. The 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm has tons of figures that have this exclusive packaging and exclusive stamp that we're going to be seeing throughout this year. The last number of exclusive figures in the Vintage Collection have been at Walmart, and this continues this trend with 3 new figures, starting off with the Death Star droid. Now this droid is particularly amazing. They seem to have done a whole new design of his paint scheme and of the droid himself. That droid we saw in the Sandcrawler and famously marching along the Death Star is finally getting his Vintage Collection card back. This droid looks particularly great. I love when they're adding droids to any part of the collection, but especially the Vintage Collection. Next up on the list of the Lucasfilm 50th Walmart exclusives is Endor Luke. Now, Endor Leia was a Walmart exclusive that's going to be coming out later in the summer. We are seeing now Endor Han on shelves, and so it's great to finally complete these Heroes of Endor pack in the Vintage Collection form, because as we haven't yet received our Black Series Heroes of Endor pack, we are now getting all of those figures in Vintage Collection, because Paploo is going to be coming out with Leia, and finally Luke Skywalker. Now this design they mentioned, he has a redone face design, he has the blade out and the blade concealed, he comes with his pistol and his helmet, which is on the head. Now they did a lot of talk about deciding whether it's going to be a removable helmet, and I actually appreciate that they took the scaling into effect, especially when they have a tunic on, because it makes the character look bulky and it made it look without. And this Luke Skywalker particularly is a great image from Return of the Jedi, and the card back itself looks pretty amazing. I can't wait to have this figure in the collection. Last up on the Walmart reveals is the Tusken Raider. Now these guys are infamous for storming all around Tatooine. They are great iconic Star Wars characters, and we're finally getting them on the Vintage Collection card back. Not only that, it's going to be a Lucasfilm 50th exclusive. So this is a Walmart exclusive also. All of these are up for pre-order. Be sure to get yours today, but these figures look particularly amazing, and I can't wait for this wave to come out. The last 2 Vintage Collection reveals we don't have dates for, and the pre-orders are not live, But the first is continuing the trend of awesome Ewoks getting either reprinted or completely redesigned in the Vintage Collection, and that is Teebo. Teebo was a figure in last year's Black Series collection, and it's great to see him finally returning to the Vintage Collection, redesigned, and with really, really neat packaging. Now, I don't mean to brag, but it does continue this pattern that I've been calling, where if we see a 6-inch figure, we're probably going to see a 375-inch figure sooner or later, depending on the sales. And if we see a 375-inch figure, we're probably going to see a 6-inch Black Series figure. Teebo comes with unique accessories, including a completely different headdress where he doesn't just have to wear his kind of awesome bull headdress that we normally see him in. But these Ewoks and these figures are completely amazingly detailed, and I can't wait to see this line come out. Last time we had a news, we were talking about the votes from the vault. Now Hasbro is going to reissue some of the most famous Vintage Collection figures. We don't know if they're going to do them all, but they had us vote on which one as fans we would like to see reissued. And the winner of this vote was the Republic Trooper from the Old Republic. Now, this is an infamous figure. It came out at the debut of the Old Republic MMORPG game, and the character was Jace Malcolm, I believe, if I remember, because the books were really awesome too. But it completely launched this whole different generation of Star Wars, the world and the universe. And just particularly as a figure, he was just like a really, really cool trooper that had old school trooper design and armor, and he carried this big, awesome rotary cannon. So all of that we're gonna see again, all of that we're gonna get back. We don't yet have a date on when that pre-order is gonna go live, but man, you better be sure that you're gonna get one, because these are amazing. And as we know, on the secondary market, the first issue of these figures goes for several $100s for one of these figures online. So I'm glad that we're gonna find the people who didn't get them in the first wave. I remember seeing this guy on shelves and not getting it, and I've every day since then kicked myself. But I'm so glad we're finally gonna be able to get this guy. I don't know if they're gonna reissue any more of these figures from the vault. It's a smart idea if they do so, but it's really, really cool that they're doing this, and I love it. Both Teebo and the Republic Trooper do not yet have a pre-order up or a release date. I believe we'll be seeing them, Teebo definitely later this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see the Republic Trooper till the start of next year. But be excited about this still. It's really, really great. It's really cool news. As soon as I have those pre-orders up, I'll put them in the description below the video. Now I gotta talk, the next reveal in 375 is the Target exclusive retro prototype Boba Fett. It's a rainbow coloring edition, like we saw the Darth Vader last year, of the rocket firing 375 retro Boba Fett. And I didn't get one. I don't know who did. Let me know, comment below if you did. But as far as I can tell, I was waiting and ready to go at 1 p.m. and the pre-orders that were sold out before they even went live. Now I really hope they're going to reissue these. I'll put the DPCI code below for this Target exclusive, and be out there hunting. We'll talk some tips on how to really maybe get sure we get our hands on some. But these figures are in high demand. They're really, really cool. We'll be seeing them later this year. July is the release date, and as far as I know, they're gonna be hitting shelves in some places. But what an amazing figure. I don't know what happened in terms of the pre-order, because they were literally sold out before it even went live. So I hope that they make the pre-orders live again for those, because what a really cool looking figure. Next up for the reveals, we have the Black Series collection. So starting off with the gaming greats, we have 2 EB Games exclusives. That is the Flame Trooper from Fallen Order, so Cal Kestis can have some guys to fight up against, and the Night Brother. Now these are both from that same game, really cool characters. They look like pretty decently designed figures. I would love to see these figures in 375 scale also, so we should make sure that they're successful. Great to see these. You can pre-order them at GameStop today. I'll put the orders below. The next 2 are exclusives from Walmart, and as far as I can tell, they were also sold out as soon as the links went live. For the Clone Shock Trooper Commander, which looks so cool. I gotta get my hands on one of these guys, because I love clones, and especially the commanders. It just looks like such a great. He's got a pauldron. He's got the D-Say. He's got the big long rifle. Like, man, these guys look great. They're Walmart exclusives, which means they're definitely be getting their own little end cap at some point. We just got to keep our ears to the ground and our eyes wide and open. I'll go over some tips later for how we can try and hunt for these, but man, there's it looking cool. Next character is Vice Admiral Rampart. That's a Walmart exclusive. It's another Imperial officer, and you know, it was funny in the video they were talking about it like we already knew who he was. All of us watched the Bad Batch first episode and wasn't in it. So, you know, another cool Imperial officer, I guess. I'm not as excited for that as I am for the clone, but kind of cool. Walmart exclusive. We'll put that pre-order down below, but as far as I can tell, that's also sold out now. Next and last up for reveals is another GameStop. It's a 1-in-1 scale roleplay Mandalorian helmet. Man, Hasbro is getting their money out of this mold. They are just painting it in different colors, and good for them. But this paint scheme is for the Death Watch. So this is the blue Death Watch that we saw in Season 1 of The Mandalorian. It's a GameStop exclusive, and you know, I love seeing Mandalorian stuff. It's pretty cool, but let's not forget, Death Watch is terrorists and kind of fanatics. So, I mean, that's coming from a true Mandalorian and not just me calling myself that, but the true Mandalorians. Let me know in the comments below if you know what I'm talking about. But so we all love Favreau and Filoni bringing the Mandalorians kind of more towards the popular side, but let's not forget that there might be, they popularized an interesting side that wasn't always a fan favorite. They were just their favorite. I could talk about that for days. But Death Watch helmet looks pretty cool. Pre-ordered at GameStop. Go to it. The last reveal, I barely feel like I even want to talk about, but they're gonna have a Black Series Omega figure. Now this is a character from the Bad Batch, and to sum it up for those of you, I won't spoil anything for those of you who haven't seen the Bad Batch. I'm gonna do some episode recaps of that because it's a really cool looking show. But in short, they essentially added a child to SEAL Team 6. Make it what you will if you think that's a good idea or a good story arc, but they gave us a character for the child they added to SEAL Team 6. That'll do it for the reveals for this Fan First Tuesday and May the 4th. Almost all of these figures are available to pre-order now through digital retailers. I'll leave some links below to do that. The figures that are not are the Republic Trooper, Omega, and Tebow. Now those will be available later this year, but be sure to keep track and be sure to check these pre-orders and get these figures in, because a lot of these will sell out and be difficult to find later in the year. Always be checking those links too. Hopefully they'll be restocking some of the ones that are sold out, because as I mentioned before, most of them were sold out before the links even went live. So I hope Hasbro can figure out about this. I know it's like screaming into the void talking to Target or Walmart, so we'll just cross our fingers and hope, but we'll see. I hope you guys have a good time out there hunting and pre-ordering. Leave comments below. Let me know what you think about these figures. What do you think about the Lucasfilm 50th releases? What do you think about just the Hasbro launches in general? I'm actually pretty happy with how many releases they had for the 4th. I think it's a great way to celebrate the holiday, and they really do seem to be embracing kind of the fun parts about being Star Wars fans.
I want to remind everyone to hit the subscribe button below. That way you'll stay on the best and the greatest Star Wars news and reviews as soon as I make them.
Thanks so much for watching another episode of Binary Sunset News. I've been Mike. Your likes and your views are always greatly appreciated. Have a great day out there. Get some sun. Make sure you spend some time on yourself because you deserve it. Stay safe, stay strong, and remember, the Force will be with you, always.
I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe.